Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an FV4202. It's a Tier 8 British premium medium tank. It's located on the south spawn of Erlenberg, and it's under the command of 73north of WTWW. Now, this is a technology testbed made by Leyland to be a medium gun tank. It's what they call a bubble and squeak platform, because it's a mixture of different tanks and different systems, and you could say it's a combination of a Comet, a Centurion 1 and a Conqueror all together, but with some of the best bits and some of the worst bits. Okay, the gun's a 20-pounder, which is caliber 83.4, and he won't last very long if he runs off the bridge like that. Which is capable of doing 230 alpha and 226mm of pen with standard rounds, but with the premium APCR he's capable of doing 258. So he's been spotted by an enemy tank and he's fired one quick round over in that direction. He's guessing at the moment that the enemy tank is actually behind the shield, but behind the tree. In fact, there he is, and he gets a round in. Now, what's so different about this tank is you might notice the turret has actually got an angle on the front on the top. And that angle there actually does deflect the shells. So it is quite good at blocking shells aimed at the turret. Now, yes, it's not, the 20-pounder is not a very big gun, but it does have a fairly fast fire rate. Standard reload is 7.67 seconds. And he's got the reload time, if I can see it, 6.06. Alexa, stop. Sorry, my Alexa went off there. Okay, he's got plenty of enemy to fire at, and he's taking advantage of that post. That was a round that went into the tracks. He's trying to side scrape off the corner. You can use that drainage pipe, because of course it will go straight through that pipe and into the enemy. Ow, now that hurt. He has lost nearly 2/3 of his hit points now, so he needs to be careful that he doesn't end up losing everything. He's still blocking shots because they're going into the tracks, and now he's got a kill. His first kill in the game, and it turns out to be the T-32. Still working this corner. KV4 comes out the corner, takes a round through the turret, low roll. Remember, 230 alpha. Ooh, KV4 looks in our direction, thinks, can I get some damage? The turret is very, very strong with those funny overhangs, but the angle of the turret is such that the shells will literally bounce off it. So it's also got an internal gun magnet as well. Now, the other thing that was new about this tank was the driver was in a reclined position in the center of the tank. So he actually had the same position that most drivers have today. Being in a reclined position makes it easier for him to drive, because he's basically lying on his back, and it just makes it so much easier to control the tank as it goes backwards and forwards. What else can I tell you about this tank? Well, there's only 3 of them were made. One of them is at Bovingdon. The other one is at the Royal Engineers Corps, Remy. And the other one, they don't know where it ended up. It's unknown. It ended up somewhere, but they haven't got a list of exactly where it is. Okay, it's 5 tons less than the FV4201, which of course went on to become the Conqueror tank. So it's actually fairly light in weight, 44, close to 45 tons in total. So that's what makes it a medium tank, is that it can zoom about the battlefield, much like a Comet can. So he's already got 3 kills out of the game so far. Who else is he going to take? Well, the enemy are being pushed back. In fact, there's only enemy over on that side that he can shoot at. And you notice how that Barras tried to get through the armour, just couldn't get through. Didn't have enough pen. Mind you, he did fire his APCR, so he's probably wondering at the moment, what's he actually have to do to get those rounds through? You notice those bits on the side. As I said, the turret is pretty solid. those kind of boxes either side of the turret, they kind of actually, they're not part of the hitbox as such, and therefore it's very difficult for the enemy to actually get it through the turret box, which is very, very strong. And he's got to be careful here, because he could drown himself. Okay, he's decided to cross. It's a lot easier to do that and then get up into these buildings than it is to stay on that bank. Okay, he's got a Patriot over there and put a round through the turret of that guy, and he does. It's also the angle, because he's hitting that turret at a very, very good angle, because he's hitting the rear of it where it's fairly thin. Couldn't get that one in. It does have plenty of ammo as well, 50 rounds of ammo, and you can see from the front of the tank how many shells actually bounced off the front of the tank and just couldn't get through. And this is a premium tank which you can actually get. Not a lot of people though know how to drive it and how to get the best out of it. You can see the driver's port right in the center of the tank. You can see that little port sticking up. Again, it gives good all-round view for the driver to know where to go and how to get the best of it. Our attack on the enemy cap area is kind of stalled for the moment, but being here is actually stopping the enemy from getting near our cap area. Now, they do have a Lorraine 40-ton tank over on the west side behind the tree line. That's where he was last seen. Plus, we've got that Barras to deal with. There he is. Now, let's see if we can have a look. If he fires in this direction, the shell's going to bounce off that turret, that angled turret. You get the same angled turret on the Centurion Action 10 as well. It's an Action 10 turret, as they call it. Oh, hello, Mr. Pershing. Would you like some shells? They're going half price. It looks like he doesn't know where we are. He can't see us. He will see us this time, though. If we shoot now... Oh no, we've got the bushes in our favour again. So he's firing at the wrong spot. And he didn't penetrate. We didn't get through the hull there. But we should be able to do it this time. No, hit the tracks. And now we've lost sight of him. Oh, we've got it back. Okay, keep punching. The Barras is down to a one shot. That one went through. He's still at least a 3-shot though. We haven't seen that Lorraine either, so he fires in the right direction and the Patriot fires back. Ow. That one hit the tracks. Pershing goes. Now. Oh, we took a round from the Patriot. It was the Pershing that went, not the Patriot, by the way. Okay, we still haven't found that Lorraine 40-ton. There's only 5 enemies left. We're only 1 tank up on the enemy. Because, of course, it was a reduced numbers game to start with. So having a good look all around. Three-dimensional situational awareness. I'll get it right eventually. Yep, like that. He's actually spinning, pushing down on his right-hand mouse key and spinning his mouse around to actually see where the enemy is and what's going on. Nothing around him at the moment. He is in a nice little hold-down position here. Trouble is, we're not really guessing at that Barras or the Lorraine 40-ton whilst we're trying to hold this position. And we do know that the Patriot is on the other side of the battlefield. He's across the river. Okay, the Jagdpanther Spy's gone across the river. We just lost, or they just lost their Barras. So they're down to just 2 tanks now, the Patriot and the Lorraine. So if the Jagdpanther Spy finds the enemy, we've got to be able to shoot them. There's the Lorraine, and we're not able to shoot. It's where we are. Now we can hit them. Let it settle. Ooh, well, he fired a bit early, but he's still got the kill. But now we've got to deal with that Patriot. And don't fall off the bridge like you did the last time. Okay. So we know the Patriot... Oh, he's up the north. Also, we've got a long way to drive to get up there. It was actually a Rolls-Royce Meteor engine. It's the same as the Comet in that sense.
Your assistance has been requested.
So it generated about more than 500 horsepower. And that's it. They've killed the last one. Here's the end of battle stats. And that was the first ace tanker for 73 North WTWW in the FV4202. You can tell it's his first ace because he got the scrolls underneath and you only get that the first time. He got a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points for his own vehicle. A fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. In fact, he ended up with 5, just one short of getting a top gun and 1/3 of the enemy team. And he also got a shell proof for blocking more damage, exceeding the hit points for his own vehicle and surviving the battle. A master gunner for getting 5 armor penetrating shots in a row. A duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him. A bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 8. And he got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game overall. And he got a steel wall for blocking the most damage in the game. At least 11 hits and, of course, surviving the battle. His win rate from that one, 13,098, and that's more than Super Unicum. And remember, it was a reduced numbers game as well, so we have more work to do to get that sort of result. Let's have a look at the team scores. Well, the highest damage was 5,001 hit points altogether. The second highest in that game turned out to be the Skoda T56, who was 3,701 hit points. And third highest, well, that went to a Borsig on the enemy team, who got 2,403 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, he got the highest number with 5. 4 kills went to the Skoda T56, 2 kills went to the 110 on his own team, and the Barascan Charioteer on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, he got the highest of those as well, with 1,660 to 73 North, 1,257 went to the Skoda T56, and the next highest after that was the Iron Arty, who only got 848. So only 2 players managed to get over 1,000 base, and of course 73 North got the highest, so he's got the top in all 3 columns and a reasonably high base XP to boot. Let's have a look at detail. He fired 31 rounds out of the 50 rounds he started with, 27 direct hits on the enemy, 24 penetrations, 5,001 hit points of damage, of which 1,366 were up more than 300 meters. He received 13 hits from the enemy, but only 4 of those actually penetrated. Mind you, he did lose a lot of hit points in the process. 9 non-penetrations, and that was 2,440 hit points of damage blocked by armor. Most of that actually went into the tracks. He nicely snuggled up against the wall and made the enemy shoot into his tracks instead of actually shooting through his vehicle, whilst they were conveniently sitting at the wrong angle and the shells were going through their hulls. 1 enemy vehicle spotted, 9 enemy vehicles damaged, 5 killed, and he got 195 hit points of damage assistance. On a free-to-play account, he actually made a loss of 16,666 credits. I had to use my glasses there again. And he also managed to earn 1,770 experience points out of that one as well. A very tiny amount for this being a premium vehicle. It's not a tank that a lot of people play, the FV4202, mainly because it is difficult to play well. It does have a decent gun. It also has 10 degrees of gun depression, which means it does work on ridge lines, and 20 degrees of elevation as well, which means if somebody's above you, you can actually make benefit of it. And in this game, he did exceptionally well. He actually played its advantages. The fact that it's got a very difficult turret to penetrate and that he could squeeze up against the wall or side scrape against something and manage to punch enemy shells into the enemy. Mind you, he was using premium rounds. As you can see here, 101,200 credits on premium ammunition. Yes, he was spamming the gold at the enemy, but it was having the right effect, and that's why he ended up with the results he did, the high caliber. because the shells that he was firing were going through, whilst the enemy shells were just blunting themselves against his tracks. So I hope you enjoyed that replay with the FV4202, underappreciated medium tank. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.